Welcome back. It's GSO TV. Thank you for tuning in. I am JG, the general, the hometown hero. 2 cities, 2 states, 2 channels is GSO TV. Be sure to check us out on YouTube. Also, I have someone special with me today. It's my cousin. We overdue. Please, cuz, tell the people who you are and what you do.
What up, everybody? It's your girl, Vitelle. I am an actress, award-winning actress, humanitarian, author, founder of Us 3 Productions, director, producer. I do it all. You already know.
Yeah, that's right, because she's my cousin, and family does it big like that.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, we overdue. You know, I've been seeing you doing your thing. I moved to Atlanta, then I think it might have been my sister who hit me up. She's like, we got a cousin in Atlanta. She does acting too, so you need to hook up with her and link up with her, and maybe I could do some things. So here we are.
Thank you, cuz.
Yeah. So you do so much, cuz. You do so much. I mean, we got a lot of unpacking to do here.
Yeah.
But I know that, well, first of all, I love the book. I love the book, the I Am book.
Yes, I can see how far you've gotten.
Yeah, I almost finished with that thing. And just a real deep, intricate story that you have, you know. So unpack a little bit, you know.
What's your favorite part so far?
The favorite part of the book? Well, it's very intricate.
I'm supposed to ask the questions here.
I know, right? The book is deep, though. I really like the isms of it. And when I say the isms of it, I mean the sexism, the racism, the colorism, you know what I'm saying? I talk about all those different subjects that you got, you know what I'm saying? It's really heartfelt. You know, you talk about some real deep issues in there, you know, and I think it's something good that a lot of people need to read and hear about, because I think you're dealing with a lot of issues that a lot of people face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're facing issues yourself is one thing, and that's what I like about books and about reading, because there's nothing that you can ever go through in your life that somebody else has already went through and put it in a book and talked about it.
Right, exactly.
So yeah. Give us a little bit about your story and how you moved to Atlanta and what inspired you and some of the things that you went through, the trials and tribulations.
Oh man, I feel like that was a lot of questions in one.
Yes.
So where to start? As far as moving to Atlanta, so I've never lived anywhere probably more than 2 years until coming to Atlanta. Now that's the longest I've been everywhere. But the main reason that I came here instead of LA, you know, because I had an option between Atlanta and LA. Obviously, I want to go somewhere where I can do more with my career and not be so spread thin. When I was staying in Kentucky, I was having to go to Ohio, Indiana, like everywhere in order to work. So
shouts out to all our Kentucky cousins.
Yes, hey, okay, why? But yeah, so I was having to be in so many different places, and so to come to one place where I know everything is at, I was like, okay, it's Atlanta or it's LA. So I compared the two and weighed all my pros and cons. And first of all, I really wanted to work with Tyler Perry, and he's in Atlanta, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with Atlanta. That was one of my biggest pros on the list. So I came to Atlanta, and within the first, I want to say it was less than 2 months, I was on set with Tyler Perry. So it's like when I set my mind to do something, I accomplished it really quickly. And then after that, I've been stuck here ever since. I done moved out to LA and came right back here. This is home base forever, because I just love the people and the community here, the support that I've gotten so far. This is the most place that I felt like home and felt like, you know, family. And now I got family coming to Atlanta, so come on, y'all. Like, you're out of Kentucky.
Yeah. I tell people back home all the time, you know, that there's a lot happening in Atlanta. It's
Right.
a lot of opportunity out here.
Exactly.
A lot of opportunity out here.
Yeah, so that's the main reason I moved here. And it's been a journey ever since. I've been back and forth here since 2009 is when I came to Georgia.
Okay. So you have an interesting, you know, story about tragedy to triumph. I know part of your story is you were homeless at one time.
Yep.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
I was homeless many times, actually. So the main homeless part, it's so weird to say that because so I've been homeless multiple times from childhood, living with my mother in a shelter. I remember that experience. And then, there's different levels of homelessness. And that's what I try to teach people when I'm sharing that part of my testimony. So if you're sleeping on a friend's couch, you're homeless. If there's different levels to that. So I guess you could say one of the lowest levels for me was when I was homeless living in my car with my kids. That was rough. I was actually married at the time and ended up moving to Miami because, it was cold living in the car and we just had to fly south for the winter. So I ended up all the way in Miami to escape the cold and still, be able to survive that situation. That lasted for maybe close to a year. But if you've ever experienced homelessness, you know that a year can feel like 10 years because it seems like it's never going to end and you're every single day working to get out of that situation. So that was my lowest level, my lowest point, and it's been up from there.
Yeah. And from you going through that experience, I know that you also now you help feed the homeless.
Exactly. That was one of those blessings in disguise. Like, because of my testimony, I was able to really see that there wasn't as much help out there as I thought there was. We donate to all these places all the time. I ain't gonna say no names, but we donate to these places and they're making millions and billions. But then when you're in a position where you actually need their help, is no help to be found. And I was given every excuse in the world, from the fact that I was married and not a single mom, which I learned to hide that fact because you couldn't get any help unless you were a single mom. So I had to start lying in order to even get any assistance. And then, just the fact that I wasn't on drugs, I wasn't pregnant, I wasn't whatever could possibly add to the problem. Unless I had one of those stipulations, I couldn't get any assistance. So that's when I started taking things into my own hands, created my own organization, the Feed the Homeless Tour, which is now called the Homeless Tour, because we do way more than just feed the homeless. And so I just started, figuring out exactly, because every person's situation is different who's homeless. So what is it that you need as an individual who's homeless right now? Because every person's circumstance is different. And so we were able to really tackle what's going to get that person out of the situation and improve their life.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Glad to hear that. Yes. So what made you decide to want to be an actress? What was the motivation behind that?
When people ask me that, I really be trying to remember, because I've literally been doing this my whole life now. So I don't know. Honestly, this has just been my entire life. I do remember vaguely being a kid, and I write about it in one of my poems in the book called TV. I remember that the TV got the attention, and as a child experiencing that type of neglect and realizing, the TV's getting all the attention. So if I was on that, I would get some attention around here. So I remember having that thought and processing it like that. And then I just always, as a child, when I would watch TV, I couldn't just sit there and watch it. I would be acting out with the TV. I would be having to either mimic what they're doing and learning from them, or putting my own character in the movie. And when it was quiet in the movie, I was saying my lines. So I was just always doing that. And then even in the neighborhood, I called it playing movies. And everybody in the neighborhood knew when it was time by Telfin to play a movie, then everybody got together, everybody got their roles assigned. So I was directing from as far back as I can remember. And we just be in the neighborhood. I'm talking about the movie lasted all day. It wasn't no 2-hour movie. It was like an all day thing, sometimes 2 or 3 days. And I've always been doing that until, I got in a position where I could really make it a career.
Yeah, so it's sort of like it was a natural process.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you wonder if people are born with it sometimes, and I feel like I may have been, but I can't remember that far back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so tell us, cuz, your favorite or the best experience you've had thus far as an actress.
So my favorite role, right?
Favorite role. Yes.
Okay, so My favorite role is my most difficult role, or the one that challenged me the most. And that was actually in a stage production. It's not even I've been in over 50 movies. I don't even know how many TV shows. I didn't stop counting. But my favorite role was actually in a stage play. And it's called Angry Insecure Men. All right. Shout out to Angel Tyrone. Hey. She's the director, producer of that show, and it's based on her true life. And it's about domestic violence. And I actually played the lead character in that show, which will be a movie soon as well.
Awesome.
But that was my most challenging role because, first of all, it's live theater. So there is no cut and start all over, and I'm getting abused by like 5 different people. So through the whole entire show, I had to cry. Literally every scene I was crying, and then I had to immediately pull it back together, and it's a whole new day by the next scene, which is 2 seconds later. So it was just a lot of ups and downs, and I didn't have time to even think in between. I had to just pull it back together, clean my face up, and now I'm okay again. And then by the end of the scene, I'm getting beat up and I'm sad again. And so it was a roller coaster of emotions.
So when you cry, is that like real? Can you?
Yeah.
You can do like real
I
tears?
can do it on demand.
Oh wow.
I'm about to cry right now.
Oh wow.
Don't get me started because if you ask me to demonstrate, it's gonna get real sad in here.
Okay.
Because let me tell you why. Because like I'm pulling from a real place. Like I'm really sad. I'm not just like tears start. Like I really have to get sad. And sometimes I think about something that I've been through or something, recent or current, because, I'm all about healing. So it's always a constant healing that is harder for me to tap into something from the past to make me cry, because I feel like, okay, well, I've healed from that. So it's hard to cry from that. But a lot of times I'm so empathetic to other people. I tap into what they're going through. And especially when it's a live audience, it's easy for me to like feel what they're feeling and be like, okay, there's somebody out here that needs this so much, or life depends on it, and that's what causes me to cry. So I'm always able to find something to pull from.
That's a gift.
But yeah, it's real tears.
That's definitely a gift, because every time I've had to cry, I've had to bring me the Visine.
Right. Right. Hey, it's harder for men, so yeah. Women are naturally empathetic and emotional creatures, so it works.
Indeed.
Yeah. But that was my most challenging role, and even to work with people that I had never even met before. That I met them the morning of, and like they had to beat the crap out of me on stage. So I really had to just trust these people. Like let's have a conversation. Okay, now you got to beat me up and make it look real. So yeah, that was fun though.
Yeah. I imagine I've never been on a stage play, well, except for growing up, Christmas and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I can imagine. It is difficult. Because like you said, everything is live. You know what I'm saying? Like if you mess up, you just mess up. But I had the opportunity to come out and check you out, and at the stage play titled "Why Am I Still Single?" You did a marvelous job.
Thank
you.
I
was very proud of you. Yes. Tell us a little bit about that, how that happened, and a little bit about, the background.
Why am I still single? Shout out to K-Smiles Entertainment. They actually called me on at the very last minute. I guess they had a cast member that was unable to complete the role, and the play was that weekend. So I got called like on a Monday, got the script. Can you do this? It was like 180 something pages. And I was like, of course, I can do this in my sleep. So yeah, I got pulled in for the role at the very last minute. And so unfortunately I didn't get a chance to advertise as much as I wanted to my fan base to make sure they came out. So y'all might have missed that one, but I have been asked to come back and do the role again. So I'll keep y'all posted on that.
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a comedy. Yeah. Why am I still single?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So they're going to be doing a production again?
Yes, it's going to be again. It's going to Mississippi next. I believe we're going to be in Mississippi next month. So I'll keep y'all posted on the tour dates.
A very great stage play. I enjoyed it.
You laughed the whole time.
I laughed.
Gut wrenching.
Yeah, it was
hilarious.
Great. It really was. I enjoyed all the characters,
right.
And the meaning behind it. It was real good. I appreciate you inviting me out to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was nice to be in a comedy for a change. I do a lot of drama, I do a lot of crying and a lot of stuff. So it was nice to just be making people laugh, and that's it.
Right. Absolutely. So, as an actress, give us your top 5 actresses of all time.
My gosh.
No particular.
I don't want to do this one.
No particular order. Your top 5 actresses. Run it down.
Oh my gosh, that is like the hardest question you could have possibly asked me because.
You gotta get them hard questions now. You're an actress now.
I mean, I can just list off a few, but I don't know if they'd be my top 5 because it's hard to narrow them down. First of all, I have more male actors that I like than I do female actresses.
Okay, yeah, it don't have to be actresses.
But
male or female.
Oh, now you're making it even harder because now I got to put them both together. Oh gosh.
No pressure.
Okay, so I'll say this is the reason why it's hard, because there are qualities that I like in certain people, or certain shows that I've seen, or certain scenes that I've said, oh, I like how they did that, but then there's something else that, oh, I didn't like that. So when I think of narrowing it down to my top 5 or my favorite, I have to think about as a whole that I like everything about them and they haven't done anything to completely turn me off and say, oh, she shouldn't have did that or he shouldn't have did that. So in that case, it makes it hard to narrow down because I am a very tough critic when it comes to actors, mostly on myself. I'm my own worst critic. So as far as people who have been the best all around and I have not found a single flaw in any of their scenes yet, I would say Will Smith is number 1.
Have you read Will Smith's book?
I have not.
Yeah,
no, I have not yet.
Book.
Yeah.
I have it.
Really?
If I had it with me, I'd let you borrow it. But it's back home. I'm gonna bring it from back home and I'm gonna let you borrow it.
See, I make about as much time to read books as I do to watch movies. So I literally have not seen half the stuff that I'm in because it don't make time to do it. I'll be like constantly on to the next thing.
It's a great book, though.
It's a goal. I gotta start reading stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so Will Smith is definitely at the top of the list. I would say Denzel, Forrest Whitaker, like all the top that I think about end up being guys.
You gotta give us some females.
Okay, Angelina Jolie.
Okay, one more.
I guess I'm gonna go with Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. Okay.
Oh, it's so hard to narrow down.
That's a good list.
I have a long list of ones that I really enjoy, but honestly, these days my list of ones that I don't like is probably longer, but I ain't gonna say them. It's just that there's the industry is not based on talent anymore. Yeah. I will say that.
You think so?
It is so not. It's so many really talented, undiscovered people, and then there's so many people that's famous because of who they know.
I feel that way about music.
It is, and that's what I mean when I say the industry. It encompasses all of that. It's so much the same in that way. It's all about who you know. It's a stroke of luck. So you can be super talented doing this your entire life and never get discovered, and then you can just have an uncle that's already in the industry and you ain't got a lick of talent. Hence mumble rap. Anyway, let's keep going.
It's a whole nother one.
Yeah, I ain't saying
I'm telling you, we could talk about that.
Right. Don't get me started. Right. We're gonna open up a can of worms. Let's just talk about myself. I try to stick to talking about myself, so I don't talk about nobody.
So, you got your book here called I Am by Vitelle. You look like you want to read a piece for us.
I could. I'm always ready. I'm always ready to read a piece. Do you have a special request?
I don't.
Okay.
Okay. There were a lot of good poems that I did read.
Yeah. But I have the majority of them memorized, I believe. I will do one that I've done a million times, so it's kind of a crowd favorite. It is called The Skin I'm In. Since you brought up the colorism earlier.
Let me just say.
Yes.
When I went to the first event where we did we first meet it? Yeah, the first event where we met at. Ladies and gentlemen, she's a hell of a performer. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't knowing what to expect, but you did the dang thing. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So like, I think you even
I'm
did a rap.
trying to remember which one it was.
You did a rap too.
You came to 9 Lives?
No, it wasn't 9 Lives. It was What was it?
can't even
It
remember.
was it was out in Marietta, and you were posted up. You were vending, and then it was a stage, and it was a guy and a girl.
Well, that
host.
really narrows it down.
Yeah. It was a guy and a girl host. I know you be doing so much.
I know, right?
But yeah, that was the first time we met.
Okay, I'm trying to. It's gonna come back to me in a minute.
Yeah, but yeah, you did your thing. I think you was rapping.
But
you rapped. You rapped too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have did for the money or something.
Yeah, you rapped first, and then you did the poem.
Okay. Ain't no telling.
Yeah, you did so much. She did so much.
That's the one thing I don't have a photographic memory about is all these events I be doing.
Yeah.
So I did the skin I'm in because like I said, it's a crowd favorite and I've been literally doing this one since high school. I wrote this in high school, so just this disclaimer, the viewpoints expressed in this piece of poetry are not that of my own at this time, but they were when I was in school. So this has healed me, so just don't judge me. All right, so this is called The Skin I'm In. You don't know. You can't see. You don't know what it's like to be me. They say, she's so lovely. Beauty is she. But they don't realize that my skin is not what it should be. I can see it in their eyes exactly what's on their minds. So it comes as no surprise when they open up their mouths and the questions arise. Are you mixed? Are you white? What is your race? And although it makes me mad as hell, I can't blame them. 'Cause they can't tell just by looking at my face. I am black. I am proud. Can't you see? Are you blind? In the way that I speak, the way that I move, and the way that I hold my head high? No, I'm not conceited because my skin is light. Do you have any idea how hard it is for me because my skin ain't right? And every day I hold all this pain within. This is what it's like in the skin I'm in. Look at this nappy ass hair. So what that it's long? I got Indian in there. Quit smiling in my face when I know that you don't care. And every time I turn my back, you laugh and lie and stare. Mom says it's jealousy. But that ain't even fair to me. Why should I have to suffer for the color my skin had to be? Guess they wasn't lying when they said beauty's only skin deep. If only others could see things the way I see. I surround myself by the color that I'm supposed to be. I don't hate them because they're white. They just keep reminding me. So being misunderstood, not treating others like I should, I walk the path alone, unaccepted, on my own. And I hope and I pray that it ain't no sin, but I just cannot accept the skin that I'm in. Try not to get too much. I didn't want to flip the table or nothing, but that's a strong piece to do sitting down.
I was like, damn, you might have to stand up.
Let me scoot back from this table a little bit.
Wow, powerful.
Thank you.
Powerful, and that's deep on so many levels. Like I said, the book is full of isms.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like colorism, sexism, all the isms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just appreciate you for being so transparent. You know what I'm saying, and sharing your stories and your thoughts and your trials and tribulations through the book.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really surprised how many people can relate to that one because I just automatically assume that it's going to be, just mixed people or just, really light-skinned people or people that's lighter or darker than their actual race or whatever. Like, It's not. It's literally I've had Indians come up to me after performing that and saying that they've had the same problem. I'm just like, wow, like at the end of the day, that's really what's helped me to heal from that part and not accepting myself and having issues with my own complexion, because every time I've performed that piece, so many people have the same issue. They're not happy in their own skin, and so many people have been, mistreated coming up because they stood out from everyone else, or they didn't look like everyone that was around them, whether that was their family or at their school or whatever. And that creates something in us as adults, and you don't even realize you got it until somebody stands up and does that piece, and then you're like, I feel that. I feel that in here because I was raised that way and I experienced that. So it's amazing to see how many people it's touching.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of what we do, is as artists or actors and actresses is about being relatable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what puts us in touch with humanity, with people that we've never even met, but they can relate to, the same situations that we've been through.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So where can they check out the book at?
Yeah, so the best way to find it is to go to my website, vitelle.net. That's VITELLE.net, vitelle.net, or just Google me. It's everywhere. Google Vitelle, but you can find it on my website. You see a little store where you shop, because there is merch coming soon too. So right now the book is up on there. And just follow me on all your social media platforms. You can find everything right through that website.
And what's the social media platforms?
I am Vitelle on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm still on Twitter. They call it something else now, but TikTok, all of the platforms you can find me, Vitelle, or The Real Vitelle. But just type in Vitelle, you'll find it. It's only one.
Y'all be sure to check her out. Before we get up out of here, cuz there's a little girl watching right now, or there's a little boy watching right now, and they want to be an actor or an actress or an actress. What type of words of inspiration and motivation or insight can you give them that might help them along the way?
Man, so I always tell people just to start somewhere and finish strong, because so many people get discouraged through the process, or not knowing where to start. You have this dream and you have this desire or passion, and not knowing where to start is the first part. So start somewhere. Start with what you've got. As I like to say, start with what you've got in your hands, and 9 times out of 10 that is your phone. So if you haven't landed that audition yet, get on TikTok, put on a show for, just start entertaining and start building your character and working at it every single day, and be patient with yourself, because these things take time. You see so many people in Hollywood right now that are, in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and some of them just started. You wouldn't even think, they just hit it big, or they've been working at it their whole life till they got to that point. So don't give up on yourself. Keep pushing. It'll happen eventually if you stay consistent, and you really got to have a passion for it. If you're doing it for the fame or the money and all that stuff, good luck with that. You're probably going to quit because it does not come that easy. You make it to the top, you're getting paid restitution for all the hard work that you've done up to that point where you ain't made a dime. So yeah, it's worth it in the end if you can keep pushing through it.
Absolutely. What's next for Vitelle? What's going on in the near future? Man,
there's so many things happening right now. A lot of them I can't really talk about, but I do want to go ahead and shout out OPE, Odyssey Passkey Enterprises, is a group that I just joined, a amazing company. I'm glad to be on their board as one of their entertainment directors. So shout out to them, OPE in the house. We do all kinds of events, and they're going to be sponsoring my next show. There's just a lot of stuff coming up. I can't even get into all the details, but I did want to make sure I shout them out. And then of course I got another book on the way, so make sure you get this one. I Am a Poetic Ensemble, because this is the first of many. This is just the intro into everything that's to come. Basically, every poem in this book has its own book, so It's coming. Yeah.
Okay. She's got a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. She's an actress. She's an author. She's a motivator. She's a a philanthropist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of her. She's my family member. And, you know, we going to keep in touch and we going to keep doing work together. Please keep inviting me out to whatever you got going on. You know, if there's any way that I can help, you just let me know.
Absolutely. And yeah, speaking of keeping in touch and staying abreast of what I've got going on, the best way to do that is by shooting me a text message. If you text me at 770-626-5075, you can subscribe that way to get text messages from me directly. When I have something going on, you'll be the first to know.
And there it is. Be sure to follow her. And be sure to follow GSO TV. Check us out. 2 cities, 2 states, 2 stations. DeKalb 25 in Atlanta, Greensboro, North Carolina. Check us out on Channel 8 Public Access. And we will be back soon.